Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. As always, this is Doug Sashery, and as always also, I am joined by...
Rob Mendiola.
That's right. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good.
You know,
Not too bad.
Yesterday we we had the loveliness of reaching 107 degrees, and then about 11:50 last night, the power went out.
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Oh my God!" Yeah, and yeah, there was no storm or anything like that. It's just
Are they browning out or something?
no, but I'm assuming it was maybe an overload because it did.
Yeah.
It was supposed to get to 103 or 104,
Right.
and it got to 107. And
Wow.
yeah, so it lasted for about an hour and 40 minutes. The house,
That's a long time.
yeah, the house didn't get too hot. I was more
You
worried.
have a new house, so you can
It-
deal with that.
Yeah, I was more worried about the bougie hot tub, making sure that
Oh.
breaker didn't trip after. But no, it was fine. But it was, you know how hot it's also gotten?
No.
It's gotten so hot, and I knew this was the reason why. I have a green belt behind me. There's actually a mouse that came down, must have wanted something to drink,
Yeah.
fell in, and then last night when I'm cleaning my basket out, I'm like, this seems a little heavy. Oh yeah, because I'm reaching my hand in there and I can't
Yeah.
see. Merry Christmas.
Right.
And I was like, God damn, is that a mouse? I didn't have my glasses on, and then
Well, you should
confirmed it.
leave a little bowl out so they can drink, fresh water and stuff
They can
toward the back.
they can go to hell.
Well, if you notice on our property, we leave water out for the animals.
Do you really?
Yeah, we do.
Man, y'all are good people. That's the difference between y'all and me.
Well, we have squirrel, we have possum, we have armadillo, so fox.
I don't mind helping the mice. I'm like, no, you gotta go. Go feed the other
And
animals.
the birds eat all the mice, so
That's what we need.
yeah.
Let me borrow some of your birds.
Well, Doug, who do we have? Who do we have today?
That's always a good question. Today we have Travis Jones for sure, out of 9 Left Dead, and
Cool.
they're based out of Oklahoma. Travis, why don't you do a little introduction about yourself, your band, and who you're with?
Yeah, hey, thanks for having us on. I'm Travis with 9 Left Dead. It's kind of based out of the middle of somewhere in Oklahoma. It's a little small town, probably nobody's ever really heard of. Amber, which is kind of where we're in Chickasha now, but we just tell everybody Amber. That way they keep it a mystery in life because it's kind of a hard place to even find on a map. I got Steven with me, our drummer. He's actually been a lot of different pieces of the band at different times. Him and I actually started the band together when we used to be under a different name, so it's kind of funny. He's played, I think, every instrument in the band, including lead vocals, so it's kind
Wow.
of funny.
Yeah, he is.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, Steven, speak up for yourself. Don't be diminutive.
What's your last name, Steven?
Right. My last name is Jones, like Travis. So we are actually cousins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a lot of Joneses, dude. And then I was confused because his brother, his name is Terry Jones
Okay.
Jr. So I'm like,
Yep.
which one am I actually talking? It took me about a good 5 weeks to realize, oh, wait, this is not Travis. This is his brother. Stop doing this.
Yeah.
And your brother manages, basically. Isn't that what he does?
Yeah, that's basically what he does now.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Does managing and takes care of our merch like a champ.
that's good because
It's
that
important.
is a very important job
Yeah.
in today's musician world, Yeah, we met up in St. Joe, Missouri at a little acoustic cafe up there, and a place that I thought they had amazing sound, and
Yeah.
I was really impressed by your band and everything, and you've got a great vocal range, man. Y'all can go hard and heavy, but you can go easy on that as well, man. And that's most people don't do that, at least not on bands that are coming up. You see very little of that. They usually very heavy when there's no lower tone to that. And no, Travis has that ability. He's got a good vocal range, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of it is a learning process for me because when we first started, Steven was singing, and then he just didn't like doing it either. And then we were without a singer, so I just started singing just to kind of fill the spot, and couldn't, so I just learned how to scream. And then we started getting in the studio and actually doing songs, and people were like, "Well, you got to learn how to sing." I was like, "I guess," So Just started kind of figuring that out, and it kind of ended up meshing together and works out really well. So, but I mean, we love different diversities of music and genres and stuff. So it's not even out of the ordinary for us to sit down and write things that are rock for us, or ballads, or some songs just like the second single we just released. It's just straight piano, and just we don't really care. We just want to put out what we want to put out. So we play rock music for the most part of it, but we'll put out whatever we feel like writing, So that's kind of why I think the vocal range just kind of came the way it has, just because we love all different types of music. So it's fun for us.
I'm really surprised that you didn't do the that you weren't one of these that came up that wanted to sing initially, because you sound fantastic, man. You really do. Not just.
No, I still don't want to sing now.
Well, hey, the best role about it is you don't have to load in any of the equipment, man. As a singer, you don't have to do any of that. You can let them do it all.
Yeah.
And when you wear like we were in St. Joe, Missouri, and it's about 5 degrees outside, and you don't let them do all that work, man.
That's why Steven hates being back on the drums now. He's got all this work to do.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is
have crap to do.
That's right. You will. Go ahead, Steven. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I do long for the days of playing guitar, just because of that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. What about the now? Yeah, when did y'all officially get started?
We started in 90, 2000. What was it? I don't know, Steve. What was the year?
It was around 2000, 2001, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's right.
We were kids.
That's all right, but it looks like more than ever y'all are getting serious now with y'all went and recorded with Malcolm, and yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. I was like, wow, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and it was a process. We were serious when we first started, and really were taking a run at it. We were just ignorant kids, and then we had our really big break around like 2011 time frame, and just things weren't right. We ended up actually splitting up, Steven and I did, for a little bit, and just nothing just worked out for either of us. And then we kind of came back full circle, and we brought him back in to kind of work on some music, and then brought him in to play guitar and do some vocals, and then the drummer quit. So we're like, well, he's like, I'll fill in on drums for a little bit, and now he's just kind of stuck there. So don't tell him that, but we're probably leaving him there. But
That's a little secret we're not going to tell him, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey,
now it's definitely got momentum for us. We're excited. We're kicking ass as much as we can right now.
Yeah, I think y'all definitely have some steam. That's why we were see y'all getting out a little bit more, and we have some friends we can hopefully see y'all swap some dates with, and y'all get down and I know y'all already coming to close to Houston area. Hopefully get y'all down to Houston, and we'll take good care of you down here, man.
Oh, we're excited about that. We're already counting on that.
Yeah, we got that covered. Did y'all do any? Have y'all done any outside of rolling outside of Oklahoma much this year? Besides when I saw you, and that might have been late last year. Hell, I can't even remember now.
Outside of what?
I said, did y'all roll? Have y'all been getting out of state any to play a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, next week we're headed to LA for a week run with Tantric. So we've got that coming up, and
cool.
We've been to Illinois, Missouri, and then I think it's about it so far. But we've got a lot of out of state dates coming up now that we're getting hooked up with the guy you got us hooked up with. We got some dates we're stopping with them for sure that are already booked, and then a couple of festivals we got on all over Texas. We got a bunch of dates coming up, so that's going to be pretty exciting for us because I think it's a little funner place to play than probably what the Oklahoma scene's been, because it's kind of had its ups and downs lately. But we love it here because the place we play at takes care of us in our little town that we're at. But outside of that, the city's kind of hit or miss because people don't really go to as much live shows around here as they used to. But I think it's slowly starting to fade back in. It's just been a process.
Yeah, Legends is a fantastic venue over there, man. There's nothing wrong with that place. But
Oh yeah.
the only I don't think I've ever been to a show there. The show I went to see there was actually outside on that, like, what is it, like 2 blocks away where they set up that outdoor stage deal.
Yep. The outdoor park.
Yeah, so
We're
I'm
going to play there
yeah,
soon too with the Filter, the 19th.
nice. Yeah, and that's a nice little that's a nice setup, man. It's a very nice stage, pro stage. You got it set up outside, and I was there with Saving Abel, and I cannot remember who else a couple years ago, man. So yeah, that's nice. That's a nice area, man.
Yeah, he's actually, and what I like about him, he loves his venues, and so he's just constantly like upgrading because that outdoor park's about to get amped up pretty good too. I think he's actually going to have like 4 stages on the thing.
Nice.
So he loves it. He's putting a lot of time and money into it, so that's why we like working with him.
He does, and he seems to bring in a lot of good musicians. So that's a good place to hit. What about the Elevated Play Ardmore? Any?
We haven't played there yet. Our consultant is working on it because I guess of who has the venue out there, and they're just kind of wanting to figure out like more of what they think we could do as far as draw and stuff out there. So I think we're going to be out there soon because that's one of the things they've been working on too, is getting us out there to that venue. Or I don't remember what the name of it is though. Escaped my mind, but
I can't remember it right now. But I've been to that one too. In fact, I was there the day before I went to Legends, and I've had a few friends play there, and it's a nice place, man. It really is.
Yeah.
And
that's a pretty cool little town anyways. They got quite a bit of like music followers in that town too.
yeah, they do. In fact, there's been a number of people I know from Dallas that have gone up there and played as well. So
It's close to the border.
yeah, it's not too far. Not too far at all.
That's Ardmore Basin,
Yeah.
geologically speaking.
Yeah, Rob is also dealing in geology, so he is he will tell us all these little information facts too. So he knows it, man. You know, that's he does that on the. I'd say he does that on the side, but no, that's really his main gig.
I do it on the side to like, because I can afford nice guitars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But so what you're saying is that you know rock and you know rock.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah. One and the same, kind of.
On both sides, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got into the he definitely got into the right path if he was a musician. He knows his rock.
That's right.
But y'all let's see, how many albums do y'all have out now? I know y'all had some singles, but well, I guess what we call albums now.
I'm looking at 2011.
2011?
That was our first national album. That was our big album that we toured on for a little bit, The Wrong Things.
Yep.
We've only really released like 3-song EPs and singles and stuff because we just never, every time we'd start to work on getting an album together, we just couldn't find the right producer. And so we'd bounce from producer to producer to producer. And now like we've got these 5 songs. So we've got the first 2 singles out, and then I think the next one drops September 1st, but they're also dropping the whole EP. So that's going to be 5 songs. And then I think Steven and I are going back to Nashville, I think January or February, to finish, I think 4 or 5 more to put together as a full-length album. So
And that's kind of the trend
that'll be
now.
our second actual album. Yeah, it's just it's not really financially smart, it seems like, anymore for bands just to put out albums. For us, it'll be because our merch guy's so good, he'll sell them. And people, I think, are starting coming back around to like actual vinyls, and it's just, I don't think it's just more of a nostalgia thing for them. They like to get them and get the signatures and stuff, because I mean, I like to listen to records still, so I got a record player. But
yeah, I mean, you know, it's a
Do you have a record player, Doug?
I had one. I went back and got one, and then I never used it.
Yeah.
And then when I moved and built my new house, I think I either sold it or gave it to somebody, you know. And yeah,
I don't have one. I'm kind of shocked that I don't have
Oh,
one.
I still have records though, but I don't have I don't have a record player, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
Yeah, I've got records, but I don't have a record player.
yeah, that's funny, but yeah. You know, I was looking to scratching some. You know, I was gonna put my little glove on and do.
Yeah, don't do that.
But no, some people love it, man. It's just, you know, I mean, you can only keep so many things. It's like the disc now,
Yeah.
and
Right.
you know, I want to get a disc. We have a friend of ours that Dave, that basically Sullivan, that just basically followed his musical dream and really got something. He just put out something he's really proud of, and I understand why. And I'm going to get a CD from him, but man, I just don't. I've eliminated CDs basically in my house. Like you know, it's everything is digital now. You know, and I know that's bad, but it's just more convenient.
It's
man.
convenient.
It's
That's all it is.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, if you move enough times in your life, you know, with houses, and you get older, you will say, "That's it. I'm not collecting anymore."
And now you just pick up whatever device you have and type in the name or the song name or
Right.
artist, and bam, you got everything right there.
Yeah,
Instant.
you know, I was never going to do that because I always believed in buying the music
Yeah.
and supporting my friends, and I still do now.
Yeah.
I purposely go and, like, especially with the locals, I will go and buy the digital thing.
Yeah.
But my kids, you know, I've got 3 kids, and I was paying for their Spotify, and eventually it was or one of them or 2 of them, and they said, "Dad, why don't you just get the family plan?" So
Yeah.
that's what ended up happening, and you know, I'm glad now I did it, but I'll give this to Spotify, and I hate it because it's taken money out of it, but it has introduced me to a whole other bunch of music
Right.
that I would have never gone out and bought.
And that is something cool that Dave did. Our friend who just released this album, he went back and did the whole booklets and, you know, the printed out booklets and, you know, all the credits and all that stuff.
Yeah, he did this.
Kind of old school.
Yeah, we have a friend here, David Sullivan. His band is Kissing Judas, and he I forgot how he did it, but he ran into working with Stephen Piercy and
Billy Sheenan
and what's the
Rudy
Rudy
Sarzo.
Sarzo. Yeah. So you know those guys' names, you know, from the Rad and then the Ozzy tie-in with Sarzo, you know, and yeah, he ended up doing a new record, and he's got Stephen Piercy on one record and on one song, and then Sheenan playing on another, and and Sarzo's on something or another on that. But yeah, just I appreciate it because this is a dream of his. No matter where it goes, he's accomplished.
Right.
He's accomplished something that he's always wanted, and I do think that is really cool. And if I was him, I would put it on record and yeah, because it's all things when he was a kid, you know, he wanted to see.
So how did you guys start in music? What was your influence?
Well, I'd actually had leukemia and was stuck in a hospital, and my
wow.
cousin gave me a guitar, and I was tired of playing Nintendo because I did it for every day for like several days and like a year's time span. So
Wow.
so I'll just learn this guitar. So I started basically using it, got really hooked on it really fast, and just started using it as a coping mechanism. And
Yeah.
I was pretty young at the time, and then like got pretty decent on the guitar, and was looking at starting a band. And our moms obviously know each other since we were related, and they made us call each other to start a band. And we really didn't want to talk to each other because we both thought each other were a little different.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
that's how we got into it. Yeah. My mom said I needed to call you and see if you wanted to be in my band.
That's awesome.
That's good, man. Yeah, 'cause especially with music, you know, we do run across quite a few that the parents are involved, you know, and that's always a good thing. They've been really supportive of their music careers, which that's a good thing because that's not, you know, there's a whole bunch of ways kids can go sideways, and music is a good tool, you know. What about you?
I think it's the best tool. Tool.
Oh, I agree too. What about you, Steven?
I actually had started playing music around around the same time that Travis did. I was playing in church,
Yeah.
Learning a little bit of guitar, playing bass, bought a keyboard with, really didn't know anything about them. And, Travis really did teach me how to play music. I've always had a sense of rhythm. I ended up, well, the same story as now. We just kept losing drummers. So I'm like, forget it. I'll buy a drum set and I'll learn how to play drums. So
That's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's good.
He's
And
pretty modest about it though, but he's that guy that like anything he touches, he's gonna like super learn it or figure it out or
Yeah.
anything technology. It's like he'll tell you where the parts came from and all that stuff and how they
Yeah.
basically made it and why and what does what. He always dives into stuff pretty deeply. So
Yeah.
I just got him started. He taught himself 99% of the stuff he knows. He's just like that.
yeah, he's all a lot of people we've talked to had the church was a part of their music upbringing as well. So that's cool. You do see that. We see that quite a bit, in people we've talked to. And the what's now? How do you like working with Malcolm?
Oh man. So you talk about like dreams coming true. Like I think our biggest dream was always to like put out music that, like you start putting out songs and you're really trying to do stuff in the beginning and you have to hand people stuff like, here you go, like listen to this, like, sorry, maybe it's not the greatest, or, like you're always apologizing because, like the quality's not where you picture it would be, even though like you feel like the songs are. And like getting to work with him, it was the first time like we've been like really, really produced with our own songs and our own music to that extent. And so to me, it was a dream come true. And I know it was for Steven too, because, it was for something that we started in a barn in my freaking field, It was like a little horse barn, and to get to go work in Nashville and see our music finally come together to where we just hand it to people and say, here, listen to this. No apologies or anything, and the quality, and just hear our songs brought to be basically what we always dreamed to be, and probably really never even thought what they could be as far as quality, and just hear them turn into this amazing piece of art, that you started it and you had a certain mindset for it, but to hear someone be able to take it and just complete it, it was just, to me, it was a dream come true.
Yeah. It's all in that mixing, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot in
Yeah.
everything. He's the only guy I've seen be able to multitask 10 steps at a time. But he's also a good dude, and he's just fun to be around. It was a fun time.
Did
Yeah.
y'all use amps, or did y'all use modeling for your guitars, or how did y'all kind of attack that?
Model.
it was
What was that
believe
processor,
it-
Steven, that we used?
it wasn't the it was an IR based amp. It wasn't the
Wasn't like Kemper
oh, no, it wasn't the Kemper. That's the word I was actually looking for then.
or Fractal.
Fractal. That
It was
was
a
it.
fractal. That was it.
It was
Yep.
a fractal.
Yeah.
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 I was
So
about
cool,
to
so
say
y'all went
head
digital.
rush, but that's no.
Yeah.
Right.
That seems to work out
Yeah.
pretty well for recording now.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just advanced so much in the
Yeah.
sound. It's just a lot of people I know don't like it because like, well, you're not really playing like but I mean, you're still playing the instrument. It's just
Yeah.
modeling it, and it's
Yeah.
hell. A lot of the drums are that way in life now too. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't really play. I mean, they play their drums, but then all they're doing is using plugins to make the tones a little bit better.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I went in there. That was actually the first time that I met Malcolm, and
Yeah.
I was
Oh, when we were in the studio?
yeah, that was the first. That was the first time we actually met. We had kind of chit chatted back and forth because of Scotty and Scotty Austin, our mutual friend there, and
Yeah.
I went over
Well,
and I wanted to say hi, but they were in town from Oklahoma and Nashville. And I said, hey, time is money, man. This guy's charging y'all. Yep. Hello,
Yeah.
goodbye. So, yeah, they got a quick one that day.
Yeah.
They got a real quick one. But,
It was nice to see you, though.
It
nice
was.
to
It was
see you.
cool.
yeah, it was good seeing y'all again, too. Because, yeah, we really had a good time at that cafe that night.
Acoustic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in St. Joe, Missouri.
They played there?
Yeah, because they were
Okay.
playing with Scotty. Scotty was playing.
Oh, cool.
But Stephen Pulley's dad had passed away the day before, so Steven was going to have to bail.
Yeah.
He had to leave and go back to Tennessee, and so Scotty and them did a acoustic show.
Okay.
And
It was still amazing. It was ridiculously
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
yeah,
sure.
it was, and the sound was fantastic. There, those guys that had that place, that is a really nice place. You know, there's some, like we've talked about them before. You know, venues that we really like, and that's a really good venue, and the sound there is fantastic.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm like, yeah, when I'm checking a few of my friends, are you playing there again? Because, yeah, I do want to go back there. In fact, and hear some music.
And what was that venue called?
Something
Cafe
acoustic.
acoustic.
Cafe
Cafe.
acoustic.
Cafe acoustic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't something acoustic, but yeah, it was Cafe Acoustic in St. Joe, Missouri. And
Cool.
yeah, it's a nice place. They we froze. It was
It was cold.
very very cold.
Huh.
In fact, it was the kind
It
of
was Courtney's birthday that weekend, I think, too, wasn't it?
I can't.
Scotty's wife.
Yeah, I can't.
I think it was because she was there, so they hung out because we ended up going back to we were staying at the same hotel, and that's when Bodie showed up and he's like, "Y'all gotta come hang out with us." And we're like, "Okay." So that was an eventful night. We drank, I think, like a 5-gallon bucket of beer.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. These are the friends I know. Yeah. Yeah. They do a little they do a lot of video shoots on their site. Now you can find 9, and that's the number 9 left dead on Instagram. They're on Facebook, and
Yeah.
Are you saying they have music videos out?
they have a lot. Well, they do, but they have a lot of shorts out.
Okay.
They do a lot of short stuff, and they do a thing called, I want to say it's called Whiskey Talks.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It started in Nashville, actually.
yeah.
Me and Steven were just up at night drinking and doing short videos, and it just kind of blew up for us. And Malcolm was getting on to us every night for staying up late drinking. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because he wants a good quality
Yeah.
when y'all get there to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that. And yeah, what did I catch y'all? I was going somewhere the other night I was going to a show actually, and you were playing live the other night. You were
oh yeah, I was on TikTok.
okay. Yeah, that was on
We
TikTok.
were on TikTok. Yep.
And yeah, usually
Yeah, me and our market manager was on there. Freaky, we were on there.
yeah, I usually never get on there too long, but for some reason or another, I might have been on Instagram or something. But anyhow, there was a live link and said up on top. It said 9 Left Dead is live now. So okay, clicked on it and got to see him doing some little acoustic, and yeah, I enjoyed it. You know?
How did y'all come up with the name?
So we were called something else, and we were getting ready to sign the record deal that we got in 2011. And the name was already being used for a band out of
Yeah.
California, so they sent us a cease and desist.
Oh, wow.
And so
Metallica.
my side project was 9 Left Dead.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And 9 was actually my sports number, and like Left Dead was just a concept of kind of my struggle back and forth with God, honestly, just feeling like I was abandoned and kind of stuck in life, and which obviously was more of it's changed in concept for me, because now if you start looking up like the numerical meaning of 9, it's actually like a rebirth. And so it's kind of like it had a meaning when it first started, but it's just basically adapted over the years for me to where it's kind of more of a, you go through trials and tribulations to get to where you're supposed to be in life. And that's kind of a lot of what numerical meaning behind 9 actually is, that I didn't really know about at the time. So it
Yeah.
kind of worked itself out. But
That's cool. I can feel that.
oh yeah.
A nice job. Yeah, it wasn't it also in the. Was it? That wasn't Disney, but it was the other one that had the little Stitch doll, and wasn't he wearing a number 9?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. In fact, I really liked that movie, and I want to say that I had a.
Was it kind of animated or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it was. And
It was.
I had a 9 or something hanging from thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, good job, man.
I think it was just called Nine was the movie.
I think it
might-
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, yeah. So
Like a Tim,
Cool.
no,
yeah, like a Tim Burton style.
Yeah,
thing.
it definitely was. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I recall it now.
yeah, it was very good, man. And yeah, I get the meaning now. At 9, that's probably why they used it in that movie as well. So okay,
hmm
we did not know that fact. Now we do.
Noted.
Now, what's coming up with y'all this? I guess we're talking September and October. What anything special coming up with you guys this fall?
Isn't Rocktober in Oklahoma? Rock
Oh, you mean
what is it? What's
what-
the big festival they do up there in Oklahoma?
it's
Oh, Rocklahoma.
yeah,
Rocklahoma.
Rocklahoma. Yeah, it used to be in April, but then when people like me got tired of running from tornadoes for our life
Yeah.
in a big ass field with no cell service,
Have you ever played that festival?
We have not. We put in for it. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say we didn't fit what they were looking for this year because I think they like the stage we applied for was like a lot of up and comings, and I don't know if we weren't up and coming enough or we were up and coming too much for them, but they passed on us.
Interesting.
well, you have to keep
going. Yeah.
throwing the iron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There can be no quit.
Yeah. A lot of people get.
Oh, we don't
no's.
know how to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they used to have because on one of the stages they had the dark side stage, which a lot of my friends played on. They were coming up and they played on that one, and yeah, that was that was the run for your life
Oh yeah.
episode. It's funny at that
I think I've heard this story. From
yeah, you have heard
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because at that place you can barely get a signal out on cell phone, only because it's so far out, but also because there's a billion people there, man. And yeah, I told this story and Rob's heard it before. Yeah, if I had a friend of mine that called out of Tulsa and he called me, I don't know how the hell he got through, but he got through on a FaceTime call, and he said, "Doug, take cover. There's 2 tornadoes." Yeah, and I've got footage of that. It's 2000. I want to say 2019, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was rough. It did not go over us. It was close enough. It was close as I'd ever wanted to go, but tore up a lot of stuff. Yeah, whenever I'm traveling through your state, and I do like to do a lot of driving, I always check and see what they're gonna do first, because can't trust Oklahoma, man. Yeah,
That's
he
you know what's funny about that is the first day we were in Nashville, the first day we were supposed to go meet Malcolm and be in the studio, he's like, "Oh, well, the delayed a little bit, fellas. We're in a tornado warning right now." I was like, "Shit, we brought him from Oklahoma."
yeah, and where he lives, and just south of that is basically where every single one of them starts.
Wow.
Yeah, like all the ones
Dang.
that leave his house, they drive right over more. Yeah, and, yeah. There are quite a few that start right there, but yeah, man, it just hurricanes. We know they're coming, and we can stay clear. We're used to it, but I don't like that drop out of the sky thing, especially at nighttime. Especially at
Oh
nighttime.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the worst is at night when you can't even see it coming. It knocks all the power out, and you just
Yeah.
listen for the freight trains. All you can hear then.
Yeah.
well,
If it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
oh god, don't give me that look.
Get to the basements.
Yeah. What about the now? Yeah, do y'all have anything in particular coming this September, October? Anything going on?
We're shows. I don't know where they're at, honestly, to tell you the truth yet, because I think T's still got them pending on a couple of them. I think he's got a few booked, and we're working around it. But
Y'all
mostly
post
shows.
those?
We're gonna be playing heavy.
Do y'all post those on Facebook or like online, a website or something?
Yeah, so we usually do like show flyers, and we post them on all our social medias, and then we actually are about to have a show date calendar go up this weekend. That's going to be on our website, 9leftdead.com. That you can do the number 9 or NINE. They're both linked to it. So, and then all our social medias are actually linked to our 9leftdead.com as well, where you can find any of them through it. It's pretty easy.
Good, yeah, and that's
Just one click away.
yeah. For a while, it's for a while on especially like on Facebook, they used to have events tab and now they have a more tab, and you can find the events on that. And that'll lead you to anything. That's how we put our events out and our schedule out, and we'll definitely send everybody your way on that.
We appreciate that for sure.
Anytime, man. I guess we'll wrap it up, and don't worry, we'll keep following you, and that way we just get on now. So when you get real big, we can say we're there, and we can be hangers on after that.
Hey, I hope that's a good problem for us to have, because we'll still be hanging out for sure.
Cool.
All right, Trav, Steven, thank y'all so much, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Later.
And guys, this is the Nonsense Chronicles. Please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you again soon.